Ito Smith, his first carry. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Ryan. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Ready, back 25. Right here. Hey, Tuesday. Ready for that?
From the shotgun, they run with Smith. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Ready, back 25. Hey, Strickland.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. They'll set up the screen to Smith. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Wait. 47, Mike. 47. Don't do it.
To throw is Ryan. Forced out to his left. He'll try and run it. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. 5 in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd.
Base. 47's the Mike, boy. 47. Check.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The kick by Carlson is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if you guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 35-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Let's see what you got.
Here's Gallman. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Barber on 1st and 10. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Now it's Barber. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
Yeah, not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there's an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. He got 29 yards that time. Prescott going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. From the red zone now, Prescott. He completes it to Tate. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Gorman. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Prescott on 3rd and 2. Tate bringing it in for the Giant touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Hey, South. 50 54, down. 56 is the mic. Check the outs, check the outs, check the outs. Mike 56, Mike 56.
From the shotgun, Ryan. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Smith. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Just like that. Got. Banjo. 57 to Mike. 50. Hey, white. Pick it up, guys.
Hey, seam 6.
Now it's Ryan. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change things. 3rd and 2. Now Ryan. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. They'll run for it with Smith. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Giants are going to get the football back.
Check 45 to Mike.
The drive begins with a handoff to Gallman. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He gets it complete to Latimer. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington, and the Redskins there out to an early lead. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
You remember me? Let's go, baby. 21.
Throwing again. Ryan airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Here's Tyler Newsome now. Back deep, Golden Tate. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. So we are at halftime here on Halloween. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, here we go. 49, check 49, check 49.
Here's Ryan to throw. Got his man, that's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons.
We ain't giving up nothing today. 22. Watch twits.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
I know he ain't got it. Jim, 39. Space. Get him, you got it. 47's the mic. 47's the mic.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day on offense. Hey, check. 47.
From the gun, Ryan. He completes it to Jones. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And this one complete to Smith. And they'll get this down to the 10. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10.
First down and 10 yards to go.
Hey, South! 47's the mic, boys. 47.
A give to Smith out of the gun. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Ito Smith, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Ryan, and this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. On the ground, it's Barber to start the drive. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Gallman will run it. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Check.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Good job by this defense, and now playing what they call complementary football. Offense scores a touchdown for them, so they come right out, force what should be a 3-and-out, and keep the momentum squarely on their side.
This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. O'Shane Zimenez able to record his 5th sack of the season. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now Ryan down around the goal line. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 56 yards.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So forget about any talk of possible safeties. Here's 1st and 10 clear on the other side of the field. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Staying on the ground. This time it's Smith. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Here's Ryan. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. Touchdown, Falcons. Ito Smith with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Here's our 47.
Prescott on 1st down. That's complete to Goldman. That one goes for 24 yards.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
1st down, Prescott. They're going to Goldman here on the screen. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point fourth-quarter lead.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Kill, turn it. Check 13, check 17.
On 2nd down. It's Barber, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
45 to 26.
On play action, Prescott. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each ending in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down, now, and look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
all you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They go back to the ground. This time, Barber looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
Kill. Check my 45. Let's go. Watch the backer. Check 45 to Mike. Check.
Third and short yardage. Prescott. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And the kick by Rosas is good. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the fourth. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time, 1 play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Gun. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
On first and 10, it's Ryan. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ryan now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10.
Deuce, X3, 218, chopper. 58. Ready to go.
Ryan throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a first and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7.
Switch. 56, right there, 56.
They go back to the ground with Smith. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. On third down, Smith. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Carlson able to put this one through. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
They'll look to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. They try to take a shot there on second down, and that leaves them, because of the incompletion, a very tricky 3rd and 10.
And with the time situation, you would expect them to try and get it all in this one play, but there's still enough time that if you can take something shorter, gain some yardage, make it a more manageable 4th down if you need to.
He's back to throw, and Tate's got it. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
That's how we do, D.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Mike 96, Mike 96. Too low,
Prescott. It's caught. Shepard. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
Let's go, baby.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Atlanta, they move back over 500 now at 4-3.